Everybody ready? I'd like to call the regular meeting of the Downtown Development Authority Board. It is Tuesday, October 21st, 2025, and it is 6:30 p.m. Do we have a roll call and determination of quorum, please?
Chairperson Burgess,
Here?
Vice Chair Caruso,
Here.
Secretary Laurent,
Here.
Board Member Burnett,
Here.
Board Member Medina. Here. President Rutt. Here. You have a quorum.
Thank you. Moving on to item number 3, approval of minutes. A, approval of DDA regular meeting minutes of September 16th, 2025, page 3.
I move to approve the minutes.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Moving on to item number 4, approval of agenda.
Move to approve the agenda as presented.
Support.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Moving on to item number 5, call to the public. The DDA welcomes comments related to the work and spirit of the DDA on non-agenda items. Each person wishing to address the DDA board shall be afforded an opportunity to do so. When recognized, please give your name and address and direct your comments to the chair. Comments on the agenda items may be allowed upon the calling of the item. Comments are limited to 3 minutes or is allowed by the board chair. Anyone? Please come forward and tell us your name and your address.
How are you? My name is Francesco Camandera. I live in Oakland County, kind of right now. I just want to say I saw the meeting from last week, and I don't know if I think I'm allowed to address people on the board, but I just want to applaud the president of the village council for handling the meeting very well. I watch all the meetings. You guys are kind of like rock stars to me in a weird way. And I know I'm kind of a nuisance, I guess some people would say, but I have an idea for a proposal for the Eman Center, because that's talking with people, that's kind of what got me interested into the DDA back in 2021. And now walking through the neighborhood, seeing the old property, it still has a sign up there for the old property next to Eloise's home, who I've painted her shutters before. And it's deep rooted, but I think that you guys could create some sort of AV off-campus building there for the kids at school. And you want to compete with colleges almost essentially, because you guys are kind of leaning that way regardless of what happens with the infrastructure here. So think of things like special effects, CGI, things like that would be very interesting to have off campus for the students, where they can still get those credits, still kind of translates with, OTEC or whatever it is, they offer the trades or something. Maybe you guys could work some sort of grants out with them, do sort of something like that to give the kids something in downtown, because that's one thing. I'm a musician, I love parties, I love having fun, but I think if you're not going to accommodate to a lot of historic stuff, at least accommodate to the kids for downtown. I think that's far enough outside the jurisdiction of the, so to speak, adult things that are going on to keep it away from that ample parking. I don't know what's going on with that, but that parking structure across the street, there was a lot of stuff going on with that in Oakland County when I was paying attention to that, so I don't know who owns that right now, but it's right there, it's ready. Watching that meeting really broke my heart a little bit, because, I'm supposed to be the bad guy in this narrative, and, Matthew Gibb quotes Dickens, and I love Dickens. And I happen to have read, Bleak House and Hard Times, and obviously Oliver Twist and all those things. And to see that thing in the newspaper, that just broke my heart, because that's insulting. Because if you are going to take money away from the taxpayers, facilitate a little bit more for the kids and for the arts, for the things that, the DDA, you guys capture money from the colleges. A lot of you guys do. DDAs capture the money. And, they have to reallocate their budgets to accommodate all of that. So, throw some skin in the game a little bit. What you guys are doing is amazing. by the way, because, it's nice to see what's happening, and it's nice I can visualize the progress with the capture. The tax capture kind of gets me the 75-25 thing. I like it, but if we're paying more bonds than we're going to be capturing, then it's a 0-0 at the end of the day with that, so. And then, as far as safety downtown, so talking to the girls downtown, I have people who work downtown, walking away at night is scary for them, because a lot of times, especially when there's events going on, they have to park far away from downtown, and then they have to walk alone at night. So bring that to the police chief, do something, maybe allocate some sort of parking for the people who have to work and be there after everyone's done having fun. As a musician, 80% of a gig is just moving crap, and then when everyone's done having fun, so it is a lot of work to make sure everyone has a good time downtown. Don't forget about those people. So, and that is it on public comment.
Thank you. Anyone else? Okay. Moving on to item number 6, consent agenda. All items on the consent agenda are approved by one vote. A, financial reports, page 10.
Move to receive and file the financial reports for September 2025.
Support.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Moving on to item number 7, financial matters. A, bill approval, page 22.
I would move to approve disbursements in the amount of $217,424.31.
Second.
Could we have a roll call, please?
Board Member Barnett,
Yes.
Chairperson Burgess,
Yes.
Vice Chair Caruso,
Yes.
Secretary Laurent,
Yes.
Board Member Medina,
Yes.
President Rutt,
Yes.
Treasurer Shell.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Moving on to item number 8, new and old business. A, holiday lights installation, page 29.
Thank you. So for the holiday lights, there's really 3 main things that we're looking at for the bids that did come through. And that is for the wrapped trees that we do downtown for the holiday season, and then also for the double-strung garland that we do in downtown. And then new this year, we're looking at the roof line. That would be lights that are at the top of each building in downtown. So looking at garland and the lights, so Timberland came through, and their combined price of that with the install and the removal was a total of $13,440. And for Erratico, which is the second bid that's in your packet, they came in at a total of $28,000, because that's $24,000 for the garland, and then $4,000 for the trees and the branch wraps. So that's $28,000. And then for Santa's Light Crew, it was $8,750 for the trees along the trees on the streetscape, so for the wrapped trees. And then for the everybody, I should have said this first, everybody should have received at their desk the Santa's Light Crew. They did update their bid process, so it's quote 2025-86C. The reason for the difference in the resubmittal is that they had left off the garland option. So on that bid for the garland option, we do have that cost. It's at $50 per pole with a double strand garland, and that's $2,000 total. They did actually find 47 poles that they thought would be a good location. So actually that would bring that total up to 11,100. So We have 11,100 for Santa's Light Crew for those two activities. We had the 13,440 for Timberline, or Timberland, I apologize. And then we had a total of 28,000 that was from Erratico. So the lowest bidder on that process is Santa's Light Crew. My recommendation would be to go with Santa's Light Crew as the lowest bidder with that. And do I give a suggested motion for that?
We need the fund because it's not in the packet.
Yep. So the fund that would happen, the motion would be to award Santa's Light Crew the installation, maintenance, removal of Lake Orion DDA's own holiday lights for trees and garland for the 2025-2026 holiday season at a cost not to exceed $11,100, pulling from GL 248-726-88300 of a total of suggested of $6,100, and that's in the banners and holiday lights. And then the remainder of $5,000 from GL 248-729-880-012 for $5,000 from the Sing and Stroll tree lighting.
So moved.
Support.
Roll call, please.
Treasurer Shell,
Yes.
President Rutt,
Yes.
Board Member Medina,
Yes.
Secretary Laurent,
Yes.
Vice Chair Caruso,
Yes.
Chairperson Burgess,
Yes.
and Board Member Burnett.
Yes.
Motion carries.
So again, as we talked about, the other item that is under this particular line item on the agenda are the roof line lights. Currently, we have 2 bids that have been received on that. The first one is from Erratico for $10,975, which everybody should have received the map at their chair, outlining where that is located as far as planned installation. The suggestion that has been brought forth is to have the DDA pay for 10% for those businesses that are interested in participating in the roof line lighting project, which that cost will be broken out to a linear foot charge per business. The second quote that did come in was from Santa's Light Crew as well, and that one's a much smaller. So they only did the North and South Broadway Street, no side streets like Erratico did, and their price was $10,950. Yes.
So you said north and south, just like just on Broadway Street, the 2 blocks? Was that what Santa's Light Crew was?
So for Santa's Light Crew, they only did from basically Shadbolt down to M24 for the buildings along that route.
So nothing on Front Street or Flint Street?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. Which means looking at those factors, that does make Erratico your lowest bidder for this type of project. But I want to present that we did not have a third bid, so that's the question if the board is comfortable with that. Also, I do not have a breakout. I did ask for the information, but I did not have a breakout as far as the linear cost per foot. Because again, we would reach out to those businesses to find out who would like to participate with that, and that's information that we can yet still receive.
So would the game plan be to see first if these businesses want to participate?
We can do that, or we can offer it up like right. So we would get the cost
Yeah.
and present it to the businesses who wants to take part in the program. And if we have enough as far as a tipping point, if you guys decide like, hey, if we get X amount that do come forward, then we can do a special meeting to get it added to the order.
Sorry.
That's kind of my
I
question.
mean, I love the idea of it. I thought we would leave the rooftop lights up and not take them down. This is my first thought, because you go to a lot of downtowns that have white lights on the rooftops year round. It's cool. I don't know if there's any ordinance issue or not. I don't know, but I think we need to understand like what our match would be. I think we need more information. My personal opinion is we're not quite ready to move on this one yet.
Okay.
I think we need to do a really concerted push if we want to do this and maybe that's something we could do in the meantime between the business owners that are here to see if there's even interest. Because have we told the businesses we're not, that we're doing this or we're thinking about it, but they'd have to pay 80 or 90%, we might find out quickly that yes, they love it or it's not worth doing a bunch of work on. I think we should
At
start
this
there.
point, it's been between the board and the committees. We have not done a big sweep with our businesses downtown to ask that question.
And I think the very first question they're going to say is, if I can continue, is, yeah, it's a great idea. How much is it going to cost me? So I think we just need to maybe do a little more
Due
legwork on it.
diligence.
Yeah.
So according to this map, just help me here. So my business is 11 South Broadway. So are you saying that on my side of the street where there's not going to be lights?
No, where the black mark is where the lights would be installed.
You would have to
So you're right.
You would have one.
So it does exclude a few spaces, like, where Anita's Kitchen was or now Rides Lounge. It doesn't include that, so they would be able to,
So if there's children.
if we went this route, we would be able
Front
to
Street.
ask those
there's
businesses
the
if they
first.
also would like to participate, I'm assuming.
100%.
Okay.
100%,
But
yeah.
then these
And
have-
is there a difference in scale of costs? Like, say only 5 businesses want to participate. Does that increase the cost per linear foot because of economy of scale as well?
And I think we need to ask that question of the
Yeah,
providers.
and I think we'd need, I would want to know what the difference in cost would be for something that we would have permanently installed or year-round installation versus just seasonal, because I read on the Erratico, it says, I caution with going against the color-changing bulbs for the roof line because cost is higher and difficult to pull off for 2025. So yeah, I think we need a little bit fuller picture before we make a decision.
I also think that we need to add Oak Soda and Valentino's into it as coming right into downtown. They
Yes.
definitely need to be on it.
I had my map flipped
Agreed.
around, but yeah.
Yeah, so I think if we do a comprehensive ask of our businesses in downtown proper as to who would like to have that, and we find out the linear square foot, and then where is that minimum to hit as far as if the price does change, and to gather that information.
Something else I think would be important is as far as electric. So let's say we would love to have the lights on all year round. Because a lot of as Mr. Barnett has said, a lot of communities do that. It draws attention to your community. I'd like to know, how does it affect their DTE bills, their electric bills in those communities? Because I'm sure for some folks, that might be an important piece for them, especially if we're looking at, year-round.
I mean, I like the idea, but it really looks like it's a project for next year as opposed to this year.
Okay.
Well, we can.
Might be good summer projects. It'd be
Yeah.
way better to put the lights up in the summer.
They're all green.
I mean, I just quick calculated like the amount of numbers on here. Now, it's not going to be an exact science,
Right.
but there are, about 48 different address numbers on here. Obviously, some might have the same owner. If it were, that's about 230 a business. So it's not a hugely expensive cost.
When we were speaking about it about 4 weeks ago, the average that I was given was $300.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that was, you know what I mean? So I think
Yeah.
if the ballpark is
Yeah.
there, but it would be nice to have, like, accurate information in writing,
Absolutely.
so.
And we can ask the businesses as to who would like to come forward if it's around that ballpark and.
Yeah.
and,
Here,
get
here,
them-
honey.
Obviously, a
bring it
corner
on.
business is more.
Yeah, love it, love it.
Yeah.
Okay, so we need a motion, folks.
Well, I don't,
Is it just a
I
motion
think,
to
I think we
file
just
at this point?
receive, yeah, I think we can just say, I don't know if we need a motion. I think we just
Just-
Do I
direct.
just table it?
I think I think it sounds like we all want more information,
Yeah.
but we all like the idea. So I don't think we need to, we could receive and file it, but.
Or do
I
you
think
need a
it's
motion
great.
to direct the D?
Why
Okay,
don't
so
we-
I'll make
why
a,
don't we-
yeah, I'll move to direct DDA directors to investigate further the roof line lighting to get more clarity.
Okay.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. So all those little items that would be great. Thank
Got it
you.
down.
Okay, moving on to item number 9, reports, resolutions, and recommendations. A, Executive Director Report, page 36.
So in Matt's absence, this will be a receive and file, but just real quickly, as far as news and updates, he does cover as far as the nonprofit organization that has been applied for, and so articles of organization for both the Lumberyard at Paint Creek Public Market, Main Street Alliance of Lake Orion, and then he does list out as far as the parking lot leases that we do need to, they have expired, so we need to work on renewing those leases, so those are listed in your packet. Cleaning services, so we did have a very low rate as far as cleaning for both our office and also for the fire hall. Those bathrooms are temporarily closed because we have lost that cleaning contract. So we have been seeking bids, looking for a few other ones to add to that. So that will be presented at the next meeting, if not in a special meeting, so we can get the fire hall open. And then lumberyard progress, he does go through the plan development and construction, so updates are within your packet. Again, I would direct questions to Executive Director Gibb on that. More to do, so he does list as far as different items, as far as the village council, the FOIAs that we receive, and beautification. But I wanted to address maybe any questions that I might be able to answer that might have come up with the executive director's report.
And I don't know if you'll be able to answer this, but maybe Mr. McCleary can. There's clear frustration in the executive director's report, and we've been briefed in multiple meetings about the seeming lack of cooperation. Can you speak to that, Mr. McCleary? I'm curious why we are, as stated in the report, sorry, I was just on it, now just on that it feels like we're an outside applicant versus a village entity, which we should be. I know you can't speak to the different members on village council or the community that are attacking the DDA, but can you speak to what the delays are? Because I'm hearing it through my office as well, just in the permitting process and things, and can you help?
Sure. So what I can tell you is that there are no current pending applications from the DDA in our office. We received an application from the DDA for the deck that was being constructed without a permit. And the village offices acted on that permit within a week. It's been approved. I can't respond to specific issues because I would need to know what those are.
How often do you meet with Mr. Gibb? Face to face?
We have been meeting every 2 weeks generally.
Can we ask for a higher frequency? Can you meet daily, weekly? I'm hearing that's part of the frustration is that people can't meet with you. And therefore, you are the village manager directing the day-to-day business of the village, able to help direct the consultants or whatever, talk to my staff. And it sounds like that's part of the frustration. Is it possible to meet at a higher frequency? The offices are pretty close in proximity, and I don't understand that.
My office door is always open, almost always open. Anybody can drop in and talk to me at any time, other than when I'm on vacation. And even when I'm on vacation, I take phone calls a lot of times. So I don't know where that's coming from. I rarely see Matt Gibb. I'm going to be honest with you. When he stops by the office, he rarely asks to talk to me. And I would appreciate having better communication with him. I can tell you that my view on things is that a lot of the foot dragging is on the DDA side, not on ours, and it's not from this person. I think I can only give you my own impression, but you've asked for it, so I'm going to give it to you. I think Matt is overwhelmed. I think he has tried to piecemeal this lumberyard project instead of engaging the proper people to assist with the project, the proper consultants. And it has led to a lot of frustration. Things have been done without proper permits. And I only learned about some of these things because I was getting complaints from members of the public about them. But my job as village manager is to enforce our ordinances. And as an example, the deck construction, there was no application for that deck. It didn't receive zoning approval. I consulted with your building official, Mr. Barnett, and he was in agreement with me. They had no building permit application. And it was the agreement of both myself and your building official that work had to stop on that project until the DDA received proper approvals. And they applied for the permits. I think we're all frustrated. I think we're frustrated with the progress of this project, the lack of completion of a site plan at this point to submit to the planning commission. Again, my own impression is that Matt is overwhelmed. There has been too much placed on his plate, and there has to be some delegation of this work to other people. He has to engage consultants to assist, and I don't think that's happening. But I can tell you that we are holding the DDA to no higher standard or lower standard than we would any other member of the public. We just completed work on the roof here. We went through zoning review with our own zoning administrator, and we asked the township building department if we needed a building permit for this. So we are holding ourselves to the same standard that we're holding the DDA to or anyone else. I'm sorry if there is a perception that we are treating the DDA differently. We are not. I can tell you that administration wholeheartedly supports the DDA and the work that you're doing, and we try to do everything we can to work with the DDA. But we have to make sure that we are following the proper processes, that we're complying with the laws, and I'm sure over at the township, Supervisor Barnett, you would be doing the same thing. I don't know the day-to-day operations of the DDA. I have no involvement with the DDA other than through the budget process. But I can only tell you what my own impressions are from my own observations and from discussions with my staff. I think Matt needs help with this project, and I hope that he will request assistance.
Can I ask a quick follow-up? I mean, I would just say thank you for that response, and I'm not here to argue at all. I want to see the project be successful. And I would just say that in my day job, just like here, the buck stops with you, that's the same with me. I would just ask, there's no question of frustration. You read the reports, you watch the meetings, you hear what's being said around town. I'm asking you very kindly to please take a more active role. You can call a meeting. You can say, I'm going to bring in Gage from planning. I'm going to bring in Matt. We're going to have a meeting every Monday or Tuesday or whatever day he's here until we figure out the right course here. Like, that's what I would do, that's what I do. So I'm just asking very kindly, collegially, like, we need some help from you. I think as the village manager, you know, you are the person that runs the day-to-day business of the village. And it's not an attack at all. I don't mean it that way. I mean it very sincerely. We need your help. So
And
please.
what I need from the DDA is to let me know when you need my help.
Today,
So I'm happy to help in any way that I can. But I need someone, either Matt or someone else from the DDA, whether it's the chair, to communicate with me that there are problems that are occurring, what they are, and so that we can discuss them. I can pull in my planning and zoning coordinator to work with us. You know, I'll do whatever I can. But first I need to know that there is a problem, that there is a need for me to get involved.
well,
Both of us deal with many, many different issues.
Half the
so-
village knows there's a problem. You know, I mean, that's the thing, like, it's not, everyone knows there's conflict, there's a problem. Like, please take the lead, schedule the meetings, and then if DDA representatives don't show up, that's on the DDA. I'm just begging, because we keep hearing month after month, and we know you're on vacation, and that's great, but like, we need your help to figure out where.
Vacation has nothing to do with this.
I know, but
Okay.
but you
So-
said if you knew there was a problem, and there's no question, this is the most talked about thing in town.
What I need is for the executive director of the DDA, who is paid to manage the DDA, to reach out to me and let me know if a meeting every 2 weeks isn't working, reach out to me. If he needs to meet with me once a week, every day, reach out to me. I have had no communication with your director. I've received no communication that he has needed my assistance. So I encourage him to reach out to me. I can try to assist any way that I can. But my role is not to manage the DDA. My role is to manage the village and to make sure that the village is properly operating. You pay an executive director to manage the DDA. He needs to reach out to me. And I can't say it any more plainly than that, without attacking anybody. But again, I think a large part of it is he's very overwhelmed doing so many different things, some of them that I think are better left delegated. And so there's many times opportunities are missed. I'll say it that way. You know, and I'm glad that Supervisor Barnett, I'm glad that you brought this up, because I did want to respond to some of these things. The comments about the plan development, can't seem to get any resource help from the village. I don't know what that is, because there's been no request made. Let me see, that, he said that's fine, so we formed the entity above. Again, I'm not sure what the nonprofit has to do with working with the village. I would love to have that conversation. He has no direction on how stormwater will be reviewed by the village engineer. There have been no plans submitted for the project, so there's no way to have any communication on how the reviews take place. We haven't even received a plan, a site plan or anything. Engineering, stormwater, water, sewer, those are all part of a site plan. We haven't received a site plan, so I'm not sure what he's referring to there. So, you know, I'm just pointing out to you from the other side of things, the lack of information that we have from our side to be able to respond to anything. He mentioned on construction slowed because the village manager wanted clarification on zoning compliance permit approved by McKenna. No, that was the deck. I was made aware by a citizen that there was construction taking place, and that citizen was asking whether permits had been pulled for it and whether there was a site plan approved. And after looking into it, we determined that there had been no permit pulled for that particular work. I asked Matt to stop work on that until he could get the application in. He then responded in an email that, that we had halted work on the entire project. That was not true. We halted work on the deck. And he made a comment in that email that he was directing your contractor to remove all equipment and cease all work on the project. We never asked that. We asked that he stop work on the deck until he applied for the permit. That was the only thing we asked for. So, you know, I would love to have these conversations with Matt directly when they come up.
Please.
To get these worked out. I don't like airing this type of stuff out in a public meeting. But when it's brought up at a public meeting, then I have to respond to it. So I would love to meet with him daily if he wants to meet.
Well, all I would say is this, just my advice, maybe you're not asking for it, is schedule the meeting, and then when he doesn't show, you can tell us at our next DDA meeting that I scheduled meetings and the DDA director didn't show. You direct all the consultants in the village. So I'm asking, hopefully it's coming across respectfully, because that's the way I mean it. I think we're all hearing bits and pieces of frustration, and we all want the same thing. We want to follow the rules, and we want to have a great project, and we don't want anybody in the community to be upset. And it seems like none of those three things are being done at this time. And I think as the village manager, you carry the most weight in the conversation, and so I think you could please maybe bring everybody together.
I'll do what I can.
Thank you.
And thank you for bringing that up.
Thank you.
Could I just ask one thing? You said a month. We can't wait a month. If he doesn't show up for a meeting, he needs to make a phone call to Debbie.
Yeah.
And then we need to work from there. But we can't wait a month for this stuff to happen.
Agreed. Or to convey to the village council president, who can talk to the DDA chair, something. But what we're doing doesn't seem to be working. So I'm just pushing for something. I moved to receive and file the report. I don't think anybody did that.
It's not a public comment. So.
I'll support, but I think there's some public comment.
Oh, sorry.
It's not a public comment.
It's,
George Dandelides, 226 Bellevue, and City or Village Council. I share your concerns. When I read the manager or the executive director's report before the meeting this afternoon, I had many of the same concerns. I did send an email with my concerns that a couple of you received. I did get a response from the village manager. We have communication problems, and I believe serious communication problems, and I've voiced that multiple times. I believe it's a two-way street, and I believe that both parties need to recognize that there's an issue and actively do something about it on both sides. And I think both parties have a responsibility to do that. Now, I will tell you that I have asked to be put on the council agenda for Monday evening to put a slot in our agenda, in our standing agenda, to offer the executive director of the DDA an opportunity to come into council and update us on the activities of the DDA. I think that's a first step in getting those communications. I can tell you that as a councilman, when I hear issues, I will take them up. And I will do that in any way that I have to, okay? I can't speak for the rest of the council, but I can tell you that I will take that on. But I need to know about it, and I think that the opportunity for the executive director to come in at a frequency to let us know what's happening, so that all of council knows what's happening. I can tell you that I have had multiple one-on-one with Matt. He's very, very upfront, very honest with me when I meet with him, and I will help take those issues on. So you have my commitment on that. Thank you.
It wasn't really the time for public comment, but now that we have, I guess we should. So, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Thank you, guys. Francesco again. Yeah, so it's good to hear that there is concerns on that, because there is a lot of misinformation where, Mr. Gibb is, he's supposed to be on top of things. He's made public comments saying, that he's a lawyer, he would challenge anyone on things. And I'm not here to cause ruffle feathers. I want to see things succeed just like all you guys. We don't want anything to heat. But it's kind of scary. I'm sitting back here. I'm just a regular Joe Schmo guy. It sounds like you got a rogue DDA director building things within your own community, and the manager doesn't know what's going on. Township supervisor doesn't know what's going on. That's get on top of that, and hopefully everything works out well. But the main topic was the transparency of it all. If things are happening in this town, who is in control of it? That was my question back there, because I'm sitting back here saying, you guys are in charge. I watch all your meetings. I watched Matthew Gibb at the last meeting kind of speak and loom in the background, and I saw a lot of people here, a lot of familiar faces were in the room. And so who is in control? Who is in control? That's it.
Thank you. Moving on to item number B. Oh, yeah.
We have
It was moved to receive and file. This is called the vote. Yeah, all in favor.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Moving on to item number B, resolution, lumberyard project authorization.
So before you is a resolution that would be authorizing lumberyard at Paint Creek Public Market to prepare, sign, and submit applications and materials for all zoning, ordinance, permitting, and plan approvals related to the lumberyard at Paint Creek project. In your packet, a few pages before this resolution, was the reports for the articles of incorporation for, again, the Main Street Alliance of Lake Orion, and then also the lumberyard at Paint Creek Public Market. Mr. Shell, I know that we had an opportunity to kind of talk through that process a little bit. I don't know if you have any information that you'd like to share with the board?
Yeah, I can talk high level about kind of where the process is at, but we're going to have to get more information from Matt when he returns as to details. But the nonprofit has been formed with the state of Michigan. The next process would be to adopt a board, and looks like we also have a resolution here to start allowing that entity to seek authorization for the lumberyard project. I think we probably have to have a board appointed before it can seek that authorization, but we can still, I guess, give a direction subject to the board being appointed. But we'll need more information when Matt returns as far as that goes. So I guess, in that regard, I'll make a motion to approve this resolution subject to a board being appointed for the nonprofit corporation.
Second.
I'm a little hesitant only because we don't have the board formed and Matt's not here to answer kind of bigger questions about okay, how does this intersect with everything legally? Is it, I'm not a lawyer, so I know the nonprofit has been formed, but it's not fully there yet without the board and without everything. And so I feel like jumping the gun just a little bit, where I'd be more comfortable, like, once that's formed and I mean, I don't even fully know the questions to ask at this moment. As I read this, I've been mulling it over a little bit, and I get it in concept, but would enjoy hearing a little bit more, maybe not like 50,000 foot view, but like 5,000 foot view. So I fully understand. So when somebody asks me, so what is this? How is this entity operating? Under what legal parameters? All that kind of stuff. I have a more confident answer to give. Like I said, I understand like the 50,000 foot view. I think I would just like to have Matt here to give me a little bit fuller picture and more information about it personally.
Anybody else have any comments?
I mean, I think that was kind of the motion, subject to the board being appointed.
Right.
Or was that what you said?
Yeah. So we can't do anything until the board's appointed. I mean, we could also just table it and ask for a special meeting. I'm open to either approach.
Because do we know the process of how that board is going to be appointed, when that board is going to be appointed? Like, those are the kind of questions I feel like I want answered
Right.
first.
So we can table, we can call for a special meeting, there's a few options that we could take moving forward that would help facilitate further discussion, would also provide answers, because all of us, quite honestly, are sitting here with some answers, but it just doesn't feel the appropriate time to be asking, and we need the right people present in order to get that information. So,
I'll amend the motion to table and request a special meeting to be planned once Mr.
Yeah.
Gibb returns from vacation.
Support.
okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, that was good.
Thank you.
Appreciate that.
Yeah.
Moving on to item number C, Assistant Director's Report.
Okay, so for this report, just going over as far as some of the activities that we recently wrapped up, September 19th, our outdoor movie night. We enjoyed greeting all the families out there, and it was great to have them leave and just thank you. Thank you for providing a great family fun event. So that was wonderful to do. We had Inside Out that we had shown that night. And then for September 20th, although not a DDA event, but we do support the marketing of that event for the Zombie Walk and Poker Run. And that's a fundraiser for the Lighted Parade, which obviously also is in downtown, so love to support that. We were in conjunction with the township, with the America in Bloom, we had a fully decorated downtown for Friday, September 26th. And we conducted 4 tours with the over 200 participants that came down to participate. We also had them shopping in our downtown, and we really got a chance to show them what downtown Lake Orion is all about. They took some wonderful photos that we hope to use in the future for marketing. And again, it was just wonderful. We actually received wonderful compliments from those that were part of this national American Bloom conference. So again, thank you for the township for selecting our downtown, that we got a chance to showcase that.
It really looks unbelievable.
Thank you.
And I'm the walker, so I walk it all the time. Every time I walk it, I go, wow, this is so cool.
Okay, well, now you have the job that once you see an inflatable is laying down, you got to put it up, because these last few days have been a little challenging.
So what do I do?
If you wait today, it's probably all day.
Right.
But thank you, appreciate that comment. September 27th, Michigan Downtown Day, statewide effort to encourage people to support their downtowns. And we had several of our merchants do sidewalk sales for that activity. And we partnered with the, for the Here Lies Lake Orion Cemetery tour with the Orion Historical Society. And they had over 60 families that came out to support that event. And that was October 4th and 5th, so that was wonderful. And Halloween extravaganza, October 15th, 5 to 8. The streets are filled with trick-or-treaters. We went through 25 gallons of cider, 75 dozen donuts, and we could have used a little bit more for each. But it was just a great way for families to come out And we love that they go door to door with our downtown merchants and get a chance to see what businesses are in downtown. So always a fun event. And Sally, we know that the parade is also one of your close to your heart events that happen with that, and that was also fantastic. I will say a thank you to the police as well, and a little mention to Wes, who, knowing that we had a little bit short on volunteers, that he was in the bluey outfit, and led the charge for our paraders. So thank you to Wes for that. Upcoming events. This Friday, we have our Witches Night from 5 to 10 p.m. Again, it's an event that we also pair together with our trolley with Oxford. And we have over 20 businesses that have signed up this year, more than we had last year, doing shopping deals, photo ops, magical activities, food and beverages, raffles and prizes. And we posted a map and we got more participants, so a new one's coming out tomorrow. So again, we invite the community, whether you are a wizard or a witch, come on down and enjoy a great night in downtown. Also for the month of October, Storybook Stroll. Again, it's a partnership with the Orion Township Public Library. They did a fantastic reel on that that we also posted. So again, it's just a really creative way to get people, families down to do reading during the month. The DIA Inside Out art installation is going to be removed on November 3rd, so it has run its course. We were the first to be installed. We had posted recently about the install video that was done by DIA to help market the activity for this summer. So we're going to be sad to see it go, but it was such a lovely addition to our downtown. So if you have not seen it, please get out there. The map is also included in the packet. So again, just a great activity for us to do, free to participate. Make sure you go out and support your DIA and get a chance to enjoy that. In fact, our video, I noted here, we got over 1,000 views on that, which was great. Upcoming events, just to kind of plan forward, November 20th, Sing and Stroll Tree Lighting Ceremony, 5 to 7. November 29th, the Shop Small, along with horse and carriage rides from 10 a.m. to 2. And then for the December 6th Orion Lighted Parade, will be at 6 o'clock in through downtown. December 13th, Polar Express Trolley Experience. Moving forward, we also have our See My Legacy sponsorship program, so I hope to have that up for our winter events so people can start lining up their sponsorship support for the different events that we do. It is a portal for sponsorships, donations, and memorials, and so we're excited to get that launched very soon. We are already starting to add the assets to that. I won't get into the social media stats, but we've added for each one. We broke the barrier for Facebook. We're over 11,000. Yay! For our e-newsletters, we did 6 e-newsletters. I'll be doing 2 more tomorrow. Great news, the Genesis Credit Union Grant, Spirit of Main Street. Only 5 were awarded for the entire county, and that was also expanded to those communities not in the Main Street program. So any business within Oakland County could participate. We were the only community that received 2 in their community. So congratulations to Boutique Chic and also to Lake Orion Bike and Adventure. We'll be doing the big check presentation here shortly. Add to your calendar for our business owners, Monday, October 27th, 4 to 5:30. We'll be at Sick Town Hall doing our monthly meeting, talking about what support our businesses need, the events that are coming up, how they can participate, and just doing kind of a check to see how things are going within our downtown for our merchants. And that is all I have on that report. I did include the map in the packets for our Witches Night, the Storybook Stroll, and the DIA, and then also for the Halloween, so you can see those businesses that did participate, and certainly want to say thank you for all those who did participate for Halloween and for the upcoming Witches Night. Thank you.
Motion to receive and file, and just a quick comment recommendation for this Halloween parade. I know you can't avoid all conflicts, but unfortunately it turned out that one of the elementary schools that is directly adjacent to or has homes directly adjacent to downtown had a trunk or treat the same night. So it was like identical events the same night. So maybe just once you have a date for next year, just reach out to the elementary schools and let them know. It may or may not prevent the conflict, but just give them a heads up maybe for next year. But,
So we got to go to 2.
well, unfortunately we didn't. But. But yeah, I mean, I've heard that it went great. Unfortunately, we missed the parade this year, but, so thanks for doing all that.
Thank you.
Support the motion to receive and file.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Moving on to item number 10, board comments and training feedback.
Yeah, was also at the Halloween extravaganza, like 900 donuts, that's a lot of donuts. I don't think 75 dozen you quite get, it's 900 donuts that we passed out. A lot of happy people, great weather for it. So 900, I didn't see a ton of people coming and getting second donuts, so I mean, I don't know how many total people, but probably 800 plus parents and kids coming in.
Just
So
a
that's.
few police officers.
Just, yeah, one police officer who will remain nameless, never had a donut. Had 3. But, and we talked to some of the people as they came through getting their cider and donuts where they were coming from, and they were coming from all over. It wasn't just people who live in the downtown, so it really was drawing people from Rochester, from an hour away. A lot of people coming in to our downtown, so well done on that event. I would like to see Wes as Bluey on the front page of our next newsletter that goes out. There's my request. But other than that, looking forward to just continuing to make progress together. We have a great community. We have great people who really love this community, and in working together and continuing to communicate and move forward together, I think we're going to continue to do some really great things downtown.
Yeah, I also was fortunate enough to volunteer for the event for a couple hours, just for a few hours. I was one of the donut pass routers in the cider pourer, and it was a really fun atmosphere. I've never been to the event because I'm usually working till 6 and taking off and going home. But this time I stuck around and checked it out. But being down in the children's park was something magical. With the music going there, people were in such great mood. It was a really nice atmosphere. I mean, it made me feel proud in my heart that we've got a great place for kids to come in as a safe space for our kids and families. It was really a nice event. But yeah, the night was perfect. I mean, you couldn't ask for a better evening on top of it all. But yeah, the 900 donuts is a big deal. It was fun. People said Oakland Township, Orion Township, come from all over the place. They were Rochester. They weren't just Maria. It was pretty cool. But everybody's really happy. And the town looked great. Like, as Hank said, walking downtown, it's pretty amazing how beautiful our downtown is. It's better than it's ever been. And it's pretty cool testament that the things that us as a board, I think, are helping out with the help of the village. I think we're making some great headways and making this town the it place. I mean, I've got friends from all over, Clarkston, whatever, and they come here downtown to enjoy time downtown because our downtown's that cool. Looking forward to Matt and Mr. McCleary getting together and working out the details and making progress in the Lakewood Lumberyard, because that Lakewood Lumberyard project is it's the next big step for our town. When that happens, not if, but when that thing happens, when it gets going, it's going to be a really incredible gateway to our community. And I'm proud to be part of this board, and we're here about the transparency part. We're all about transparency, say that word 10 times fast. And I don't think that Matt is a rogue DDA director. I think Matt's being directed by the board. We talk all about all the things he does, and we make sure that we're on the same page with it. He's just making things happen in the way he's making it happen. Some people think it's backwards, but I think it's a cool way how he's making things fit. I'm looking forward to the bakery coming in town, to a bike shop going there, and potentially a boutique hotel and wherever else going there. I'm looking forward to that being a really great space for all of us to enjoy as business people and as families of the area. I'm so excited about the project and proud to be on this board.
I just want to comment on the comment that Matt is overwhelmed. He certainly is. And one of his points that wasn't brought up in his report, I mean, I've brought it up before, but there's at least one village council member that continues to be disrespectful in public meetings, is filing meritless attacks. I mean, the existence of the DDA was voted on, and we're still dealing with this weekly on different attacks. It's just got to stop. Like, it's true. These discussions about how village council and the DDA want to work together, but when that keeps happening, it just makes it really challenging, and that's taken up a lot of Matt's time. And similarly, the meritless FOIA requests are just, again, wasting a ton of time that could be used for good work and getting these things done that we all want done. So, again, I'll call for those things to stop. I'm sure they won't, but again, it's been voted on, it's been beat to death. Just give it up.
Well, I'm going to tag on to what you were just saying. A couple weeks ago, we sat in here for a meeting that was brought up by one of the council people. Continuously disruptive, rude, walked out on a speaker. I was amazed. And the good thing about it is we have a great president that lined everything back up, put people on the tracks, and got the train rolling in the right direction again. And I thank her for that. Secondly, I'm going back to how beautiful it is downtown. It is just fabulous. My kids are all grown, but I came over for the Halloween thing, partly because of the Orion Arts Center giving out, and everything they had, they gave away. And they were ecstatic about it, and I saw the crowd. It was so great job.
So I unfortunately watched the meeting. I did it because I was excited to see you guys be reelected. Congratulations
Thank you.
to the board.
Thank you.
But it's one of the first ones I watched in entirety, and I was extremely disappointed. These are adults acting like children. It was disgusting. And to go back to the selfish comment that one of the board members made, you know, this is volunteer time. I take time away from my children to come here. And as you mentioned, the parade was something that's the reason why I joined the board, right? Like, I was on committees, but when I found out that we weren't bringing the parade back because of COVID and after that, like, it made me want to make a difference. And I did make a difference, and I'm here, but still, I haven't been able to go the last 2 years because my kids had dance, right? So, like, that's something that I wanted for our community. My own kids can't even participate in it. But I'm so glad to hear that so many people turned out and that it was a great event. Also, the movie night. My daughter, my 6-year-old, she, when I got there late, but she was like, oh, you gotta see my masterpiece, and she had won one of the awards, and so just things like that would lift our community up. To have to sit and watch, like, I think that I was at home and to watch that meeting, it was absolutely a disgrace to know that this is the town I own a business in. This is the town that, you know, I call home. We had a visitor from out of town who was speaking, and one of the village council members walked out on them, and to be told that I was selfish was just, and she was even given the opportunity to apologize, and she used the fact that she was passionate as the excuse for insulting an entire board. So anyway, I just want to say I love our town, and I really hope we can work through this because I think that we're doing some great things, and I'm proud of you guys.
Mr. Barnett?
Thank you all for all you do, because it's, should be stated, every person up here is a volunteer, including me. I get paid to do a different job during the day, but there's other places I could be now too. I've sat here for 13 years. And disappointing doesn't grasp. I don't understand. And I echo to the amazingly difficult job you had, Madam President, chairing meetings like that, where people are actively deceiving. That's what I have a problem with. I brought a stack of documents this thick because they sit on my desk when we were under attack, starting in, well, I started being under attack in 21, but in 22 and 23. And I probably spent 100 hours conservatively during that time fact-checking the things that were coming to that dais, or to that podium, were being treated as facts. The same thing that happened last Monday up here. People need to be held accountable. To say things to this room didn't have a seat. I walked in, I had to sit in that chair right there. To say people are selfish when you have all these business owners that are literally they're the reason our downtown thrives, not any elected official, including me. Sorry, Madam President. The people are the lifeblood of our community, and it's a scary time, and people need to be held accountable. I was blown away there wasn't something written about in the local paper to tell people that you're the elected official and they're just peanut gallery, to say that you're wasting our time. I want to go home, I haven't eaten yet. You think anybody in this room did anything besides close their business to come here to fight for what's right for our downtown? There are tools that the village council can incorporate. You can censure a village council member. They don't lose their vote, but when people are actively and knowingly violating their oath of office and lying to the public that they raised their right hand, said they would swear to protect, that needs to be called out every day on the front page of the Lake Orion Review, the Oakland Press, Channel 427. That is a violation. No one up here is getting paid, and I know you guys get paid peanuts, but you put your name on a ballot to be elected, to serve. Lying and deceiving should never be tolerated, and I will scream it from the rooftops. And secondly, thank you to those of you who come to our meetings. Francisco, great to see you. You have great comments. I don't agree with your assessment that I don't know what the executive director's doing because I talk to him all the time. There's a lot of frustration. I think that's the key word here. And thank you for Mr. McCleary for saying you're willing to jump in and help. That's all we're asking for. We're all trying to do the right thing. No one here tonight in this entire room has a selfish bone in their body. We want an awesome, thriving downtown, period. We would rather be watching football and baseball or whatever else is on TV tonight also. But we're here because we love our downtown. So I'm very long-winded, but I am still just reeling from that night and the nights leading up to that. People need to come to that podium every meeting and not tolerate it until they move away. I mean that. Thank you.
I just want to thank our board for your due diligence. I want to thank you for the time that you devote to our community, to our downtown. I know it's not always easy to serve, but it's true. We can do more together. And so there's a lot of synergy when you bring your talents and your ideas and your abilities to the table and you say, hey, let's work together. I want to thank Mr. McCleary for our manager for saying that you will be willing to schedule that meeting because I believe that we're going to see a turnaround. I believe that. I don't believe we're going to experience a setback any longer. I think it's our comeback. It's going to be the greatest comeback for our community. I just want to let everybody know that I gave out 3,000 pieces of candy on the Halloween extravaganza. I want you to know. And I want you to know that this one little boy who was dressed up like this spooky ghost, he says, boo. And I went, and he goes, I got you. So I told him, I said, if your parents watch our meeting, I said, I'll make sure I mention you. So that was for him. But what a great opportunity for families and friends. And I would say this year is the first time I've seen the most families dress up, like theme costumes. I mean, dads were like, they were making it happen, I'm telling you. And the mamas were like, oh, he's just so handsome. And the kids were like, that's my daddy and that's my mama. And I'm like, I know. But it was beautiful to see the kids and everybody engaging. Like, that was a powerful moment, I think. And we need to feel good about the fact that we helped orchestrate that. A lot of parents said, I left work early so I could come. And that's a big deal. That's really a big deal. I just want to say, I want to say this as a board chair. We may not like people personally, but that does not give us a right to be disrespectful. And sitting here last week and sitting here the week before and the week before that, and listening to the comments that were, in my estimation, verbally abusive, we have to do better than that. If we're going to call out one side, then by golly, we better be calling out the other side, because there needs to be accountability. We're better than this. Our community is better than this. And I think we need to remind ourselves what is at risk. We are demonstrating to the next generation how we handle conflict and how we handle differences. And if we want the next generation to do better, then we have to do better. And so my hope and my prayer is that we will learn how to work together, and we will keep the disparaging comments to ourselves, and we will look at the greater good of this community, and we will move forward. Because there is a lot of great things happening in this community, a lot of great things happening. And I think that's what we need to be focusing on, the great things. You know what? I've learned if I'm wrong, then I need to own it. I need to own it. And if I'm not wrong, but I'm help fueling something, then I need to own it and I need to do better. And so I just hope that moving forward, the lumberyard project is going to be a win-win for everybody. Whether you're a homeowner, a business owner, a property owner, or you're coming here because you want to do business, or you want to enjoy the entertainment, the listening room, the restaurants, for whatever reason it is, it's going to be a tremendous asset to this community. And so we need it to move forward, and we need it to be successful, because what I don't want is I don't want all of these years that we've been volunteering to be remembered for the hardship, right? Sometimes the hard things we go through, it helps develop us, it helps make us. And so I want to be better. I want to be a better leader. I want to be a better participant. I want to share in the load. And so I'm just asking all of us to reconsider. What could we do if we just say, hey, let's do this together? I think it's going to be amazing. I really do. And don't forget, mark your calendars. If you thought the Halloween extravaganza was amazing, wait till Sing and Stroll shows up. I'm just telling you, we got a lot rocking downtown. So our next regular meeting is November 18th, 2025. And can we move on to, we need a receive and file?
Move to
Or can we
adjourn.
move
Motion to adjourn.
Support.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thanks so much, everybody. Have a great evening.
Thank you.